Hello everybody, welcome to my freestyle balance class, delivered to you in the comfort of your own lounge room, thanks to the good graces of Monash Council. My name is Andrew. If you are injured or pregnant, please follow the advice of your healthcare provider. Take it easy, move in ways that suit your body and make you feel comfortable. If I make a shape and you think, I'm not doing that, then by all means don't do that. Do anything that gives you the same kind of feeling in the same kind of way that makes your joints smile and come through this as happy as they began. And remember also that the things that you find challenging are often the areas, the gold nuggets that give you the greatest quality improvements in your overall life. So do come to this with a sense of humour, a sense of adventure, a sense of play, a sense of comfort, and a sense of moving with the absence of music. We're going to do a blend of yoga, tai chi and pilates, all to help stabilise and strengthen your body in these interesting times. So let's start with some tai chi warm-up to get our bodies loose, relaxed and ready to move. So start with your feet lightly under your hips, bend your knees so that you feel like your hips are sitting in the seat of a beautiful luxury car with perfect suspension. Then as you breathe, lift your wrists like they're weightless and then let them fall like leaves in the wind. So inhale on the rise and exhale on the fall. Just letting your arms float lightly like they're ghostly arms, like they are not even there. And then as you exhale and as you fall, feel your shoulders sink, relax and drop. Your shoulder blades sliding down your back. Now turn out to one side, bring your heel in front of you, and then draw your hands in as you breathe in, and then lightly push the air away as you breathe out. Inhale as you draw in, and then exhale to push away. Feeling like you are an ocean wave washing along a beach, rolling onto your heel as you come back in, feeling a light, gentle circle in the arms and the hips and your breath through your whole body. We'll do 3 more. Tai Chi being a slowed down martial art, imagining a soft palm strike and then a draw with your breath. Now bring your feet lightly under your hips. If your balance feels exceptional, bring your feet together. Then as you breathe in, reach up, and then in a controlled manner as you breathe out, bend your knees, swing your arms lightly, then breathe in and reach tall again. Breathe out and swing through. In on the rise, squeezing your butt. Exhale and letting everything relax. So tall and strong, then free and light. Just like your arms turn into rubber chickens and every bone in your body disappears as you breathe out and reach to the floor. Now turn off to the other side, draw in and push through. Like you're stroking the coat of a luxurious, huge pet cat. Reaching out, stroking lightly and pushing away. Letting your hips lead the feeling of circle and your hands and arms gently drawing the details. You'll find as you move through this Tai Chi warm-up, everything will feel smoother and easier and lighter as your muscles and joints loosen up and you become familiar with the move. Just let your body find the way it wants to move and allow your body to move that way. The less technical and the more experiential and feeling-based you are, the more effective this will be for our purposes. Then reach up tall, swing through, and if you feel up to it, as you reach up tall, rise onto your tippy toes And imagine you're trying to touch the ceiling, like nearly can touch the ceiling with your fingertips. Remembering that the best bit of balance is the fun of the wobble and your brain exploding with neural activity to keep you upright, to communicate with your joints and muscles, and to make your body elegantly be able to move through the world, even if it doesn't feel elegant, as you almost topple from the heat from the top of your toes. Okay, now take your feet nice and wide, bring your knees nice and wide, let your hips gently bob up and down as you turn to one side, breathing in, as you draw a big Ferris wheel with your fingertips, and then breathe out as your wrists drop down to shoulder height. So inhale, exhale. 3/4 of the circle on the breath in, and then an effortless quarter down to shoulder height with the soft double block. Notice how good it feels to relax your shoulders as you breathe out and as you let your wrists fall. So you're sitting tall through your hips, light and strong through your back, and weightless, feathers falling in the breeze, both of your wrists. Then bring the feet back in. We'll do our last round of breathe and swings. Inhale, strong butt. Exhale, swing free. Just like you stepped out of the shower, take your wrists and even have a strong, vigorous exhale that you can hear as the air rushes from your lungs as you rush down towards the floor. And if you feel up to it, as you go on your inhale, squeeze your butt lightly and let one heel come back behind you. Not very far, not about distance, just about balance, a glute squeeze and a weightless leg floating 2 or 3 inches behind you as you rise up. Over the other side, deep through the hips, long through the arms, light through the wrists, enjoying that exhale that drops your wrists to shoulder height. So just feel your knees float wide, your hips melt deep, and your legs getting strong and warm just by being there. We'll do 3 more. 2 more. And then savor the last one as we are warm. So now, sun salutations. Bit of a beast of a sequence. We do the same thing each time though. So, if you haven't ever done it before, listen in, follow along. The advantage of doing it without music is that we can take as long as we want to take to talk through each of the moves, to get you the feeling of it, and then we can go lap by lap as your body becomes supple and smooth and enjoys the moves. So if you have a mat, turn your mat, or turn yourself in relation to your mat, so that your mat soft snugness is behind you and you are standing toes together, feet together towards one end of your mat. So when you lunge back, you can land on softness. If you're on the floor, everywhere's your mat, so you can stand wherever you like. So standing tall in what's called mountain pose. So stand like a mountain, squeeze your butt cheeks together, let your chest lift up, and let the top of your head try to be like a 12-year-old kid getting on the Dodgem ride or the roller coaster. You can only ride if you are this tall, stretching the top of your head to the ceiling. And as you breathe in, bring your arms overhead, look up at your fingertips touching, then breathe out, bend your knees slightly, especially if you've got stiff hamstrings, and then dive forward like a diver without a splash. Tipping from the hips, keeping the back straight as possible as you go down, fingertips towards the floor. Then take a deep breath in and lunge back with your right leg, melting down through the hips and looking off horizontal. Then both palms, shoulder width apart, press them to the floor and step back, feet hip distance apart, and make a huge triangle with your whole body. Tailbone is the apex, pushing your nose towards your toes and stretching long through your back. Now, come forward, shoulders going over wrists, and on the first round, drop to your knees. You can drop to your knees every round if you want to, just to relieve the pressure on the shoulders and to make the pressure through the abdominals an appropriate one for you on the first round through. And then slowly melt down, elbows next to ribs until you're halfway down. And then let your hips drop to the floor and squeeze and roll your shoulder blades back, looking forward. Now, put your toes into the floor, feet hips distance apart, push up and back to our downward facing dog triangle. Then look forward, bend both knees and step your right foot between your hands. Now maybe you get through in one step, maybe you get stuck halfway. If you get stuck halfway, nothing to stop you picking up the hand, or you're picking up the foot with the hand so that your heel is underneath your knee. Then low through the hips, high through the eyes, feel the groin stretch. And now bring the rear foot in next to the front foot and come into a forward fold, chest against thighs, upper body relaxed. Breathe in, look up, reach up, dive for the ceiling, touch the hands together, then hands come down behind our back, clasp your hands, pull your elbows together, burst your chest upwards and outwards to the ceiling. That was one. Let's go for round two. Inhale, extended mountain, reaching the hands overhead. Bend your knees as much as you need. Exhale and dive down into forward fold. This time we're going to go with the left leg. So lower through the hips, push back with the left leg, and low down, horizontal eyes. Then palms to the floor, step back, hip distance apart, shoulder distance apart, long through the spine, high through the tailbone, and melting through your heels. Down dog. Now we come forward into a plank. Last time we dropped to our knees. This time you can go knees or toes, depending on how you feel in your own body. So once you come forward, shoulders over wrists, lower your body gently and with control halfway down, like a hovercraft floating on the strength of your own arms. Then let your hips touch the floor and rise up through the upper back, pulling together. Now, if your whole back feels up to it and with no lower back pressure, see if you can press up a little bit into what we call upward facing dog. No need for the elbows to straighten, just go up as much as your lower back and upper back say yes to. Then tuck your toes, push your butt to the sky, and downward facing dog, that inverted triangle. Then bend both knees and step the left foot forward between your hands, ideally moving with a bit of slow control and remembering you can help the foot through with your hand if you need to. Look forward and then bring the feet together and look down towards your toes as you go into your forward fold. Breathe in, rise and shine, looking up, reaching up, hands behind the back, and have a clasp. We're going to do two more sequences or one more sequence on each side, a little bit quicker, enjoying the smooth transition between the moves. So breathe in, extended mountain, bend knees, forward fold, and breathe out. As your fingers touch the ground, lunge back and deep with the right leg, melting hips towards the floor and eyes to the horizon. Then press palms, sweep the left leg back, down dog. And now forward into your plank, knees or toes. As you breathe out, drop down halfway, elbows to ribs, and then either baby cobra down here or up dog to whatever height your back feels comfortable with. Tuck toes, push back to down dog. Bend both knees, step right foot between hands, and then drag left foot in behind, toe to toe, knee to knee, closing the gap between the legs. Breathe in tall. Breathe out, hands behind. Last round through. We're now experts. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg lunge, melt and smile. Press palms to the floor, down dog, tailbone touches sky. Then lifting through the belly, launch forward, long neck, plank on knees or toes. Halfway down, crocodile. Then hips to the floor, baby cobra or up dog, like a sphinx without its nose chopped off. Then tuck your toes, push your butt back behind. And then finally, left foot lunges forward, helping it if you need to. Right foot tracing in behind. And rise with a beautiful breath in. And hands behind back for a beautiful breath out. Okay, so now some yoga for strength. If your legs feel a bit uncomfortable, good, unless it's in your knees or in your joints. So if you do need to take breaks, take breaks. We want our legs to burn lightly so you can get a strength result just by holding up and moving around with our own body weight. At the same time, also some strategic flexibility mixed in there with how we set our hips and how we turn our limbs. So we're going to start out with what is aptly called intense pose. Closing the gap like you've got your credit card between your knees. Sit your butt back as deep as it can go and try and keep your chest up in high beam. Then reach up your arms, elbows next to ears, like you're a human thunderbolt. So the electricity comes into your fingertips, it grounds out through your tailbone, and as you squeeze your knees together, sit deeper, smile more, and sit deeper again, feeling the warmth and intensity in your own body. So stay here for an uncomfortable number of breaths, which might be 1 or it might be 2. Whatever it is, keep your eyes level, and we're going to go from narrow to wide. You can jump if you're feeling athletic, or you can step if you're feeling sensible. 3, 2, 1, out we go wide. And now, as your knees open up and we stretch the hip, sink your butt back down and keep your chest high and proud. Arms could have stayed up here the whole time, or can return here now, reaching overhead. And then wherever you think you are, as you breathe in, move your butt backwards 1 centimetre and then downwards 2 centimetres as you breathe out. Rinse and repeat. Inhale, butt backwards 1 centimetre and down 2 centimetres. If you topple over backwards, you're an overachiever. So holding here for a few more moments, really trying to feel as long as you can through the back. This thing here isn't just great for our leg strength, but also for our upper back mobility. Exactly the opposite to hunching over at a desk or sitting in your car, bringing back that 16-year-old Russian gymnast feeling, which you may or may not have had in your lifetime. If you've never had it, and I'm one of those people, I've been kyphotic, like hunched in my upper back most of my life, extra therapeutic, extra good, makes you feel wonderful, helps restore the posture you should have always had. So from here, we're going to go to Warrior 2. So kick out through one heel, and then turn your other toes so they're facing off to the side. And now with your hips square to me and your chest square to me, melt down, bending this leg as much as comfortable while keeping this leg straight and keeping the blade of the foot connected to the floor. So little toe to heel is in the floor, like you're throwing a side kick if you're a fighting combat person, keeping this leg straight, this leg bent, and then melting as deep as you can go while at the same time keeping the body squared up and letting your arms float out wide. Think albatross. In fact, if you can do this and it feels good, you're doing it exactly the right way. You want strength and tension and power going on below the waist, and lightness and floaty happiness going on above the waist. So let's go from Warrior 2 to Sun Warrior. We're going to, as you breathe in, lift the arm over the bent leg and make a beautiful C shape. And if you actually feel beautiful, that's part of it. So you can look into the mirror in your hands, admire your unhairdressed hair due to quarantine, and peel away, opening the ribs, making sure it's not a backwards bend, but a sideways bend. So you're mobilizing and stretching the muscles between the ribs rather than feeling any way jammed into the lower back. Now, as you peel away from here, we take some of the pressure off this leg. So add the pressure back in by melting a little bit deeper. And now, the most challenging part. Bring your elbow down to your knee and make a steel ruler from your heel through to your hip, and then continue it through your shoulder and through your arm, stretching and spiraling out through the fingertips while you turn your eyes up towards your top elbow and roll your top shoulder back. Now, wherever you are, try to avoid having a kinky, curved feeling. If your hips feel like they're higher than everything else, then bring everything else to match the line of the hips, using whatever support here you need, hand or elbow. If you can, however, go deeper, by all means, you can take your elbow off your knee. You can reach down towards the floor. You can put your palm on the floor, your fingertips on the floor. You can hold your ankle. The idea is to get your hips as low as possible and your upper body as straight and as strong as possible. And I'm going to guess about now, you've had enough of this. So we'll straighten both legs for partial relief and go for a triangle. So you send your fingertips that way and your butt that way to get your body as horizontal as possible, and then you fall out of the sky, hands on shins, and roll backwards through the top shoulder. Now it's really important here, triangles made out of straight lines, not bent lines. Having said that, the legs can bend if they need to, but the spine, try and keep it as straight as possible. If you feel like you're a bit curved up here, soften the top ribs and open the bottom ribs, turning hips away. Again, just supporting wherever you need to there. And this top shoulder isn't an opportunity to go and crank. It's rather just revolving lightly, chest doing the turn, hand just an indicator to show you where the revolution is comfortable for you. So you should feel light, horizontal and straight from head to hip, and revolving, opening the chest ever so gently with each breath. All right, that side done. Give the legs a little bit of shake, 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 and be happy that we have two legs. So now we can flip it, push the heel out here, turn the toes out there, dropping into a Warrior 2. And notice how the arms can really give you a bit of stability, literal balance. If you're a tightrope walker, you got a long stick, your arms can be the long stick. And then as you breathe out, decide that the reason you're doing this is to gain strength and sink into the hips, sink into the fire, relish the feeling of intensity, knowing that they are the results that you are brewing as you breathe. Now, for bonus points, feel proud through the chest. Wear your Olympic gold medal already, roll the shoulders back, drop the shoulders, and let your albatross wings spread all the way across the sky, horizon to horizon. Sun Warrior. Breathe in, peel back, open the ribs. Remembering when I say peel back, I mean peel to your side, not backwards. So make sure you're side on, make sure your chest is pointing up towards me and you're looking in my direction without having to turn your head. And then peel away and challenge yourself by actively bending your knee low as you peel your body up top. So you should feel a stretch along here, mobilizing the rib area at the same time as you challenge the strength in your legs. Extended warrior. Anchor as you choose. Use your own eyes to make sure that you create a straight line and not a weeping willow. Not a weeping willow with an elevated hip, but allow your hips to find the position first. Then as you look down at your hips, you should see a line along your body, hips through to heel. Then you know wherever you are, whether it's here, whether it's here, whether it's here, whether it's here, that you are getting the benefits and the challenges of extended warrior without compromising the integrity of your back and body. So, breathe, especially if you need to breathe. If you need to breathe, celebrate that fact and breathe even more and try and open the chest up as much as is possible. So 5, 4, 3, 2, congratulations, okay? Hopefully you are warm. I'm going to check how long this video has been. There we are. We've done well. So let's do a little stretch. And congratulations on your Tai Chi yoga warmth. So we'll start out coming down to the floor and make a little figure 4. So sit on one hip, put a knee next to a heel, knee next to a heel. Then if you feel comfortable, bring this foot more out to the side, kick that foot back and come up so your hip is above your heel, and make a beautiful swan feeling through upper body. And the trick here is to melt downwards through your hip. So let your hip fall down towards the floor and you feel an unmistakable stretch through the front hip area of the lead leg. Then let your chest gently drop down onto your thigh and then rise up into a swan. And now for a sense of humour, if you can, reach back, grab hold of your foot. If you can't, sit back to the side, grab hold of your foot, and then gently draw the leg in, feeling the thigh stretch, and making sure your leg doesn't fight back and jam. Make sure you still feel a bit soft. Breathe, 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 breathe. So this stretch here feels good, not uncomfortable, not like you're trying to fight against your body's saying, no, I'm not doing that. Then, other side, flip over. Hip above heel or on the floor. Either way, bringing your chest forward. Letting your chest melt against your thigh. Noticing how falling through your upper body into your leg accentuates the stretch through the front hip area. Then lift your eyes, lift your foot, hold on, and then once you do get a hold on, see if you can square your body to the front and encourage the heel inwards towards your body as much as possible. The traditional yoga people love to do things like get their hand above and push their elbow up to the sky. If you can do that, that's fantastic. If not, no dramas. We're just doing a further thigh stretch. Everything else is cosmetic in this case. Then we'll let it go, and then we will finish with a gentle forward fold. So bend your knees generously, put your belly on your thighs, get your hands underneath your toes if you want to, or just lightly on the floor. And as you breathe out, straighten the knees a little bit at a time until a tingle through the back of your legs is just right. Breathing, enjoying the warmth, and then bend the knees a little bit more so all the pressure's out of the lower back. And then from the base of your spine, stack the base of your spine like bits of Lego, one on top of the other, rolling up piece by piece, finishing with a flourish through the upper chest and letting your shoulders roll down the middle of your back. Thank you for attending my virtual balance class, my very first one. We'll be doing more of these, some of which are based on strength, some of which are based on mobility. There's lots of different flavours, so hopefully I'll see you over the coming weeks, and also with some other class programs as well. Make sure you let the council know what kinds of programs you enjoy watching, and we will do our best to accommodate. Thank you and have a great day, afternoon, evening.